All right, so let's get into the mock-up. So this is our final document here in Publisher. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all and I'm going to group it. And the reason I'm doing this is because you cannot save this document and make a mock-up with it unless it's in a PNG or a JPEG, but you won't be able to save a PNG or JPEG of this image because it's too large. So what I'm going to do, since I've gone and grouped everything, when you select it, it's going to select all of the objects in this document here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to downsize this format. I'm just going to select it all, like out here, go to format, and I'm going to change it to about 12 by 12 just to make this image smaller, just and keep the dimensions. I'll make it 12 by 12. As you notice that the background, the page design is still 96 by 96. So I'm going to change that to the size to be 12 by 12. Just so they fit together, and it's going to kind of separate. If you were using that square as a background, you wouldn't have this problem, but you see how my background is gone now because it's not a black page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and grab my document here. I'm just going to just kind of like grab it and Control C, or cut it. I'll cut it. Thinking. And oops. Let's go and zoom out. I can find it. There it is. There's my page all the way down bottom. So you can still align it to the page. I'm just going to do it this way. And I'm going to bring it down here and just snap it in there. All right, cool. So there's my backdrop on the black background. If you were using a square again as a background, you wouldn't need to do this. But since my canvas was the background, I had to do that. Let's see. So now that it's in there, I'm just going to save this. I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'll just browse and save it somewhere. I'll save it here on my desk, on my documents, and I'll save it as, or I'll go back to that folder I've been using the whole time. Save it as Spider-Man Backdrop Mock. And I'm going to save this as, you could do a PNG. PNGs are great to view on screen. So it should be saving, 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 saving. So I'll open up my mock-up in PowerPoint. It will look like this. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. That's actually not where it should be. And I'm going to move this out. And this is the backdrop. So you don't want to mess with that one. You want to affect this right here. So what I could do is a few different things. I can either bring in what I just saved, drag and drop it. And what I can do, or insert pictures, or I could copy it. And I could come here, or you could cut it. And you could come here, you could do right click, format shape. You'll also have it up here. This design ideas may pop up for you depending on what version you have. You update it. Picture or texture fill, and just insert picture from clipboard. Since it's on the clipboard, it automatically went in there. And there's my mock-up. So I'm going to actually center this a little better. I'm just going to do select all. 1, 2. Select these two. I'm going to, or you could do select all, and you could do arrange, align, center, and you'll have that there. Or you could just select these two. You can group them, right click, group here, or picture tools, group. You can group it here, and now you have one image to move, and you'll see it snap into the middle. So that's your mock-up. You could also, I'm going to undo that, the group. I'm going to ungroup it. And one of the other, I just right clicked on the image. One of the other things you can do is you can, so you really don't need to separate it unless you want to. You can also come here and you could do a picture from file. And I'm just going to do the same thing. And it didn't, you saw it didn't move because it's the same image. So yeah, you could do a solid fill if you want to go back, picture, texture, fill, and it's just going to keep defaulting to whatever's on your clipboard. So if you have something else on your clipboard or you're noticing it's not doing it, please go back and copy again. So this is my mock-up. I mean, it looks pretty good. If I wanted to, bring in some people or different background, here's something you can do. Let's see, you want to do design. Say you want a background that's just, white or wood background. You can go to picture or texture field, do from file if you have your favorite background that you always use, or you just go from here and go online. Maybe you have, some backgrounds you purchased or you've created that you prefer to use to keep consistency with your mock-ups in your store. You can do wood background. These sizes are fine because this is just a view on web. And I could do like this. It's going to load in. And one thing you'll need to do is delete this out. See? So you'll have a few different options you can do. I'm going to undo that. And then you could do the same thing if you just wanted the plain color. You could bring in something else, a file, or you could affect it here. So there's a variety of options. Put your watermark on it. Another thing you could also do is bring in some people. Say you want like a silhouette person. You want to bring in some people pretending like they posing or something. That's actually like a pretty cool pose right there, right? So I'm just going to copy this. And it's actually a PNG, coincidentally, just what we need. I'm going to copy it. I'm not going to save it. And paste him right in there. Look at that. Now he kind of like B-boy posing on his little mock-up, hanging out, whatever. Okay? So there you go.